Sadly, I am making this video about the differences between black women trying to look like white women and white women trying to look like black women. Not because of the typical saltines and their saltiness and their inability to speak up on something other than the same old propagated bullshit, but the confused motherfucker living in his cocoon who spoke up to disrespect and degrade black women on behalf of white women. There is a difference between the Kardashian and the Braxton. And it is similar to the differences between the poor white trash and the poor black and Latino. I can't call black and Latinos trash because we are your treasure. Your most treasured asset, believe it or not. But whatever. It's neither here nor there. However, I would like to speak on why it is not the same thing when white women try to look like black women versus the opposite. I'm not going to go into the whole typical, well, everything comes from blackness. You can have blonde hair and blue eyes and blah, 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 because that's not the majority. And I don't speak up on absolutes or the slim pickings. I speak up on the majority. Always have, always will. Now, although this was one of my old coon videos, and he didn't even take the time to research it, he just looked at the sarcasm and read it and then ran with it. The last 400 or 500 years here in America, there have been a bunch of nigger boy soaps and anti-black ads and just the regular the soaps claiming black people were dirty, even though they cleaned everything for white people and taught them how to clean themselves. But there was a lot of characters within the cartoons and the ads on TV or in the news or and everything that propagated this idea that blackness is ugly. It's disgusting, it's dirty, it's violent, it's hungry for white women and all this other case with the brute characters. There was a movie called Beauty and the Beast where it was about a white woman and a black. There was, King Kong, which had the undertones about pretty much warning black men to stay away from white women because your addiction to white women is going to cause your downfall, which is true, but it's one of those things, just like black thugs and black on black crime, that it was pretty much made, it was molded that way by the oppressor. All throughout these years, there have been ads that have shown black features like big lips and ass and hair that is kinky and curly and coily as something disgusting. Aunt Jemima and the mammy characters and black women being nothing but a piece of meat with the little harlots, and it's something that took hundreds and hundreds of years of molding to make black people feel like less than as far as attraction and worth and anything. And after all these hundreds of years, white people have put themselves on a pedestal and said they are the ideal image of beauty, which, laughable. But anywho, that's perception, whatever. It's just something that perception has been molded by people who are easily led by fear and hearsay and popularity. Now, if you have 400 years of privilege and finances and having the upper hand as a white person and you are poor, you're a bigger failure than black and brown people who have been having hundreds of years of setbacks and bombings and inequalities. You're fucking, it's pathetic. It's really sad if you're a white poor person, let's face it. And if you're a white person going out of your way to plump up your lips and get your ass implants, it's the same thing. Because you've been taught that your flat ass and your limp hair and your thin little ape lips all this time have been something that are beautiful. Your blonde hair and all this stuff. So for you to have hundreds of years of people telling you how beautiful you are and you still hate yourself to the point of trying to look like Keisha and them, huge difference between someone being told they're ugly their whole life and someone being told they're beautiful their whole life and then trying to make a swap. So sorry for people who can't seem to fucking get it, but it's a completely different situation on both ends. If you're a poor white person or a white person trying to look like a black person or sound like a black person, you are way more pathetic than the person who has been forced into poverty and told on a regular basis that they're hideous. Sorry. That's why y'all hate black people who have black pride, brown people who have brown pride, who love their features, who love what they look like, love their hair naturally. You see it as anti-white because all this time your pro-whiteness has been anti-black and anti-Native American and anti-Mexican American, anti-everything. Because y'all are the kids in school that bully people because you hate yourself. So forgive a motherfucker for pointing out the obvious fucking reality of the situation you're trying to hide. But let's talk about black on black crime. Let's talk about weave. Let's talk about the baby daddies and the baby mamas. Fuck the mass incarceration that caused it. You need to heal yourself. Stop worrying about us. Stop trying to kick the victims of you and your ancestors while we're down. We've always been down, and we've still always managed to make a way and do better than you. But you got them patents. You get to take control and take over everything and claim that it's all your invention because you got it written down. That should be good enough for you, but it's not. Because nothing is going to change how you really feel about yourself. The more you know, Jesus.